All right, let's get to it. I'm Gotti. I'm the owner of War Blue, a lifestyle brand located here in New York, New York. It's my first video. Thank you for joining me. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and it's all War Blue. I'm here because I have a lot of information to share. I do a lot of my work for my brand, War Blue. I do it at in a small office, so I pretty much have a small space. I'm limited, but I do heat pressing, silk screening, and hopefully very soon embroidery. And I kind of make it work for my small space, so I'm kind of happy about that. I wanted to share a couple of things with you guys. One of the t-shirts that I just finished printing, so one color, but what I really wanted to show you guys was the process behind it, because it's pretty creative. But for today, what I wanted to show you was, I'm not going to take you through all the steps. I'm not going to take you through everything that I did. I'm not actually going to do a full run for you, but I will show you what I did to get where I was. And that's the most important part, is the procedure getting there. I'm also going to give you some tips on curing the ink on your shirt. So this is actually pretty exciting for me. It's my first video. Like I said, thank you for joining me. Hopefully I can bring you something that you can use, and let's get to it. The first step of the process is actually exposing, or the first process is actually coating your screen. So I know there's a lot of videos on YouTube already showing how to coat screens and things of that nature. The only difference, I'm gonna throw a little twist in here, is the exposure. It'll allow you to do it in a small space using the equipment that you have. Hopefully you have something similar to what I have. And what I do have is a 16 by 20 heat press that I'm actually going to be using. And I have one of those cheap, bought off of Amazon screen press machines that everybody talks trash about, but I found a way to make it work. And the first thing I want to show is this. This is a transparency that you have to get. A lot of people will go to, whatever print shop is local to them, and they will get this printed out for them in as dark of ink as possible. What I actually did was, I went online to Amazon and I found a pack of transparencies. It was about 100 transparencies. I got it for maybe like $15. And I've run it through my regular inkjet printer. I went online, I bought some extra black ink, and I run it through my inkjet printer. I can set it up in Photoshop. I can do whatever I want. I could actually put it at this size, or let's see, I can set it up to print on larger sheets like this. Well, same size sheet, but I kind of tape them together. I tape these sheets together to allow me to do larger screen prints on the shirts. So I haven't actually exposed this one yet. I think I'll do that in the next video. I'll actually expose a screen for you. I have a 16 by 20 Heat Press Nation heat press, and I'm using 20 by 24 screens. And what I actually found is that the screen fits over the 20 by 24 platen on the heat press perfectly. So when I want to expose something, I can actually use the platen on the heat press to do it. And I use, right here behind me, I have a exposure lamp. So this exposure lamp is good for small, for small designs. I actually use two of these exposure, they call them architectural desk lamps. But I actually use two of them when I have a larger image like the one I just showed. So I will put that on there, and I would expose them both at the same time on the one screen. All right, so here I am in the corner of my office. I have my 16 by 20 heat press set up. Once again, it's from Heat Press Nation, and this is my platen. So what I do with this is a 16 by 20 screen that I purchased. I think I might have got this on the trip to Blick Art Stores or something like that. I grabbed one. But when I sit this onto the heat press, it actually fits very, very snug on the main part of the screen that it's going to get printed. So if you can see it, I'm using this entire platen. The 16 by 20 fits inside of my 20 by 24, and it allows me to then go ahead and, you know, burn the screen. So if I was burning the screen, the image would be here, and I would burn it onto it, and I would, you know, do it inverse, or do it opposite, and it would print onto the shirt, you know, from the inside. So if you're looking at it right now, this would actually be the setup. Of course, I will have my screen fully emulsified. It will have emulsion on it. It will already be dried and ready to expose. And I've been looking at some videos on YouTube also, and I see that some people were saying that you don't even need to have a dark room to expose your screens. And I tried it, and it actually works. So at this point, I don't even use a dark room to expose my screens. I built a cabinet to hold my screens that'll keep it nice, and it's a dark area, and it'll keep the screens, you know, nice and dry and, you know, away from the light. But that part I'll show you in the next video when I actually go through it step by step to show you exactly what it is and to show you the steps in the process behind what I'm saying. I take the architectural lamp and I actually just clamp it to the side of the screen, and I'm able to expose the entire image just based on having that clamp to the side of the screen. I take it off. I have a power washer that I use. I got it from I think Ryobi. Ryobi has a power washer that you use indoors, and maybe I'll do a video. If anybody asks me, I'll do a video on the power washer that I have to clean out the emulsion and expose the screen. Once the images are completely burned into the screens, and I power wash them, I let them dry. I then take it over to my screen printing machine, which is right behind my camera. But it's nothing fancy to show. It's, like I said, it's one of those 4-color, one station, Amazon screen print machines that a lot of people talk junk about, but unless you give it a little bit of love and care, you're gonna have problems. But I give it a little bit of love and care. So I'm serious about my business. So this is the initial test print. This is just a test print from my initial screen that I made. Actually, since then I washed it out. I actually want to do it much bigger. That's the bigger image that I showed you, but it came out really good. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see it a little closer. Some pretty good details in there. Some pretty thin lines. The screen that I'm using, I believe it's a 160. It's a 160 mesh. But as you can see, you get the details. And I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna do the little stress test, so you can see that I'm stretching it. I'm stretching, but you're not gonna get any cracking. Also, this ink that I use is a water-based ink, so I am not using Plastisol inks. I'm using a water-based ink. This is a 1-layer, one screen, 1 layer, no underbase. Because of the color, I just have a black on it, so I didn't need an underbase on it. You know, once I do actually print the shirt, then I go to my heat press machine and I cure it on my heat press machine at about 320 for about 30 seconds. And that pretty much does it for me. Every time I've done it at 30 seconds at 320, I've never had any issues. So I'm actually excited to be able to show you the next video. But I just wanted to let you know that if you have a small space and you're running a business, get the show on the road. I mean, I'm working probably in a not even a 10 by 10 room, and I have a heat press. I also have a Silhouette Cameo Pro, the 24-inch version, that I can cut out the vinyl. So I pretty much have everything in a very small space. I run off a Mac, and I have everything pretty much in hand's distance, in arm's length. And I feel like if I have it set up in this way, I feel like you can set yours up this way and just get your business started. The challenge is when I wind up getting the embroidery machine, I might have to rearrange a couple of things. But for now, I'm good, and I'll make it work. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. If you can, go to www.warblue.com. You'll see the stuff that I have. It's a full clothing line. You see everything that I have. I have kids' clothes, women's clothes, men's clothes, and I'll see you next time.